Hey everybody, Michelle here with Rising Sun Oracle. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Welcome back if you are returning. It's another edition of Tea and Tarot with Rising Sun Oracle. We are happy to have you here. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your comments below today for our special guest. Today we have Sarita of Sarita's Intuitive Love Guidance. Welcome, Sarita.
Hi, everyone. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
I am doing very well. I'm very grateful and blessed, but I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me. I'm truly honored.
It is a joy to have you here with us. Thank you for joining us. For our friends who are tuning in today, could you please share with us who you are and where we can find you? Tell us a bit about yourself.
My name is Sarah, but my nickname is Sarita as for my childhood. But you can find me on YouTube under Sarita's Intuitive Love Guidance. Also, my Instagram, same as the handle. And then I have a TikTok that is Intuitive Love Guidance.
Now, as a reader, can you share with the audience what's your focus on? What genre do you read? What's your audience about?
My genre for me is I love love. I love love. So I love to do love readings, but also like self-love as well. I try to empower my clients and just in the community that with YouTube and TikTok and on my Instagram is just to empower everyone and to kind of help them see below surface level on love relationships and maybe things that maybe they don't understand and need clarity on. And I try to break it down to them and help them see things from maybe a different perspective that maybe they just didn't see from their own perspective, because everyone's perception is their own reality. And for me, I just try to bridge that gap to help others see that in that type of light.
Can you share with us how you became a reader? How did your journey start?
Wow. So it was my catalyst. This was actually my separation and my divorce. I felt like I had my spiritual awakening during my separation. We all had failed relationships. And so I feel like it was just kind of my karmic cycle of, either jumping into relationships and then just didn't work out. And I think it was the hard headed has to hit rock bottom sometimes. And I had my separation, my divorce, and I really needed to go through that. And it definitely wasn't pleasant to go through, but it was something I'm truly grateful for. And I see that it was my spiritual awakening that I really needed to really work on myself and heal some parts of me that I feel that we can kind of numb and jump to the next relationship or override and don't look at it as like a bigger thing. And so my spiritual awakening was through my separation and divorce. And that's when I was looking for clarity and answers to my relationships. And it really helped me to gain insight. And so I really wanted to do that for others. I felt like I have a lot of friends and families who always came for me for advice. And I just felt like it just kind of snowballed from that. And I really wanted to put my gifts into a purpose. And I felt like that was truly, God putting me in my purpose. And hindsight's 2020. So I look back and I'm like, man, I really needed to go through that, even though it was hard.
We all have our struggles. We all have our challenges. And I feel like that's where we do our best learning.
Mm-hmm.
How long ago was that?
2016 was when I had my huge spiritual awakening. I do believe we go through multiple spiritual awakenings, but that one was my biggest one. That was my catalyst to my growth and healing.
As a result of this and then starting your business, can you maybe share with us if you have one of these experiences that have been so profound with a client where you've been able to help them through your own personal journey and read for them? Do you have a moment like that where you've just had a standout experience with a client?
Yeah, I think the standout obviously for me was actually had a recent client who they were going to separation with their husband and just trying to help empower her through the situation. And sometimes we can feel like it's us and not see things for a bigger picture. And for me, it was just trying to bridge that gap for her to kind of be empowered, work on self-love. We can always focus on the other person because it's easier to see what they're doing wrong or what's going on, when it's like, I believe in separation is sometimes really good for you to really work on self and empower yourself. And I think that's my biggest thing, is when I have my clients, is to try to really empower them of knowing their worth and their value, so they don't self-sabotage the connection or the relationships, because we can do that. If we don't
Mhm.
work on ourselves, we oftentimes want to chase for the perfect person, but don't want to be the perfect person. And it definitely is something that we need to be the change we want to see in our relationship. And it may be hard. It's kind of hard to kind of look within and see what's going on with us and why it didn't work out. It's easy to point the finger, but I do feel like it's trying to focus the energies on themselves, and then maybe, who knows, it could work out or not. Maybe you will level up and may see that your worth is better than what this person was giving you. But I think one of my biggest things was, they got in union and they made their marriage work and they had a kid. But my other one was, I had a reading and her father came through. And to me, I lost my father, and I wasn't expecting her father to come through. And I usually, when I do my clients and my readings, I usually just tell certain people who come into my readings and nobody else. And her father just wanted to push through and send her lots of love. And it was amazing to give her that message from her father, because he recently passed and she hasn't heard from him, and other members of the family did. And it really meant something to her. And I
Oh,
think that, to me, like, brings me so much joy to bring that message, because I know how it feels when I get messages from my father.
that's a beautiful gift to be able to share that experience with someone, and it be the opportunity to have a moment where not only does it validate what's going on for them in their life, but to get a very special and personalized message from a loved one. It
Yeah.
was a beautiful experience to be part of. So in addition to reading and your YouTube and your Instagram, I understand you've now started a Etsy shop. Can you tell us about what you're featuring there?
Yeah, I'm featuring some jewelry. I really want to start adding more crystals. So I also got crystals and jewelry. So I did, like, got some bracelets that I like to wear. And then I'm really big on, like, the evil eye jewelries that I love, about just for protection. We all want to kind of protect ourselves from any negativity, from anything, from what anybody can either say about us or even wish upon us. I do feel like it's just something I am really passionate about, with the evil eye protection. And so I have that up there. I have my stickers up there. But if you want to check it out, my store is in my link in my bio in my Instagram.
Beautiful. We'll post that information below. We'll put all of Sarita's information below. As we wrap up our session here today, I invite you to think of the collective today and pull a couple cards, 3 cards for the audience, and share a special message with them, if you would, please.
Okay. So my first deck that I was learning with, getting into the spiritual community, was the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And that was one of my favorite decks, just really trying to use my intuition and test it. So let's go ahead. Ooh, that one came out. We have Never Ending Story. Not For You. And Deep Knowing. So right off the bat, Spirit is really coming through and saying, I'm losing myself. I feel that we can kind of, I feel like it's like Spirit saying every choice that we make is either going to enhance our spirit or drain our spirit. And sometimes, I feel like people suffer when they pursue either a dream or a person or a relationship that may not always belong to us, and maybe at one point it did serve us. And I feel like that's the harsh thing, that when it says, when Spirit tells us it's not for you, when our intuition tells you that, this isn't the right thing for you, we go against our gut. And I think the biggest thing is betraying ourselves. we often do that because we don't want to trust our intuition. And sometimes our intuition can cause a lot of suffering because you think that our intuition is guiding us with this deep knowing that, you know, they are guiding us, they're our guardian angels. And I feel like oftentimes we go against the grain, we go against our intuition, and we suffer a lot because we don't want to end that relationship. We don't want to lose that job because we fear that, you know, we're comfortable, it's secure, it's safe, and we don't want to trust our inner guidance. And I think it's just really, for people, I really want to get to the collective is to trust your gut, to follow the path that your intuition is guiding you. It may not be always the things that you would like to do, but for me is when I make decisions, I make it when I feel at peace. If I don't feel at peace and I feel drained, or I feel that it's no longer serving me, I know that's my intuition guiding me, nudging me, saying, hey, it's time to either let go or it's time to reevaluate, because maybe we're making unwise decisions in life that is no longer, getting an alignment for ourselves. And I think that is something that we all stay in this suffering because we don't want to let go. We don't want to hear that this is not for us. And we know this, but we choose to override it and not look through it. And then in the end, sometimes we suffer. We suffer. And I think that's my biggest thing, is just trust your gut, guys. And, and we should never dim our light to make others comfortable. I think standing in your truth. And I think that's my biggest thing, that the collective for the reading.
It was a beautiful message to share with the audience today. Thank you for joining us, Sarita, and for sharing your love light with us and encouraging us to stand in our truth, to be of service to self in that regard, and love yourself as much as possible. Yep. And when we have those moments of choosing to hold things back and hold ourselves back, we need to turn inward and release that and shine the love light on ourselves. Thank you so much for being here on Tea.
Thank you for having me. I truly appreciate it.
It was a joy to welcome you here today. Again, friends, you can find Sarita. All of her information will be posted down below. We thank you for joining us. Thanks for tuning in, and be sure to come back again next week for another guest. Thanks, Sarita. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.